Okay, so this video is going to be going over my #1 supporting character that I've used for not just my own account, but for dozens upon dozens of players' account on twitch.tv/Sekapoko every single day when I'm helping people do account reviews and then helping them get to 36-star Abyss. I'm helping them progress their account from, say, 25 stars, 30 stars, 36 stars. This is the #1 and #2 most helpful characters I've used in order to do that, and they're both 4 stars. Let's jump into it. So in 1.5, I told a lot of people to go ahead and build out Sucrose, start leveling up your Sucrose, save your elements of your books, start to get your stuff ready for Sucrose and maximize her. And of course, if you weren't going to maximize Sucrose, you should of course be working for Kazuha, because both of those characters are exceptional and they basically fulfill the same role. They're both damage boosting characters that are animo and of course scale on elemental mastery. So ideally they're very similar characters. So if you built one, it's okay. You don't have to build the other. You can have both if you want, but you only need one. And the reason I told people to build out Sucrose is so simple. She's amazing. And what we're going to do in this video is I'm going to show you how powerful Sucrose is if you're using her with the most important character that I found to be using on everybody's account in 1.6, which is going to be Zhang Ling. Now, Zhang Ling has been literally the staple character that I have used to help carry dozens of players to 36-star Abyss. I've optimized this character to a way that helps people get the best possible runs in their Spiral Abyss. So next patch, there are going to be 2 new artifact sets. The new artifact set, first one of course is going to be the energy recharge set that you can see over here, and the other one you can see is going to be more of a normal charge attack set. The energy recharge set is going to be the biggest thing that's going to change Genshin Impact, and it's going to be a huge game changer for a lot of characters. But the 2 most important characters that I found that are going to be changing for are going to be for Zhang Ling and Beidou. Now, what's really interesting about Zhang Ling is that Zhang Ling as a character can use a 4-star weapon or 5-star weapon, will have almost equal efficiency when playing her. You can use it with a crit chance, crit damage weapon, or even an energy recharge weapon, because the thing that matters the most is getting the appropriate stat ratio. So for example, what I'm going to do here is use a very powerful main DPS like Barbara. And I'm going to use Barbara in the Abyss to clear this floor. Hopefully not faster than what you guys can do. All right, now because Barbara is so freaking OP, especially at level 40, probably with level 1 talents, I'm gonna be able to just blow through this Abyss no problem. I mean, these OP 5-star characters with, you know, C6, you know, that's exactly why it's so easy. So what we're going to do to maximize this damage is we're going to utilize Zhang Ling's snapshot mechanic. A snapshot mechanic is when you take the stats that you were at your highest point and then take those stats and use an elemental ability or elemental burst following that point in order to lock the stats in at that ratio. For example, when you cast Zhang Ling's ultimate, it will remain at the exact highest point of your damage whenever, if you popped all your buffs, it will then take all the buffs in from Bennett, Sucrose, whatever it may be, and all those stats will be snapshotted at that point for her ultimate. But you also have to make sure you have enough energy recharge. So to make sure I have enough energy recharge, what I have to do is change my rotation in a way that makes it so that I'll always have my ultimate up whenever I'm using the characters. So once again, of course, use the characters like this, we're going to go ahead and use our elemental burst to make sure everything works, then switch back to Sucrose, and then just start mad lighting fools, just like this. Just mad lighting them, okay? Just hit them. Just hit them. Just hit, you know, just keep hitting them. And then once we're done with that, we're going to switch back over to Zhang Ling and Sucrose, get our energy back in these 2 characters, and then of course try to get our ultimates back up. So we're then going to go ahead and do the whole thing again and just keep rotating through our characters, and that's the whole thing. That's it. It's that easy. They're all dead, and you just keep rotating. So I didn't like overly stilt the results. We gave Barbara an OP artifact set with 1 artifact so she didn't freaking die. So just know that I didn't over tap the Barbara there. For Zhang Ling, I'm right now using a 4-piece Crimson Witch set, but the really interesting thing is that this artifact set is going to get dwarfed in 2.0 with the new artifact set. Currently for Zhang Ling, she essentially has 15% pyro from the initial set here, and then going forward, she's gonna, when she pop her global bear, she actually gets an additional 7.5% pyro damage, boosting her to 22.5% pyro. In addition to that, she gets a melt proc, which is going to give her 15% melt damage and 40% overload damage. Overall, that's somewhat equivalent, if you wanted to know, to about 15% is about 80 elemental mastery. So that's where the ratio really lies for those kind of stats. But when it comes to overload, superconduct, electric charge, and swirl, because of the changes that happened in 1.5, I think it was 1.6. The animo changes and electrocharge changes in 1.6 made this stat bonus from Crimson Witch significantly worse for overload. Because it's significantly worse and it's not even worth 80 elemental mastery, what's really interesting is the next overall set is going to be so much better. Even if you added in this set of 80 elemental mastery on top of 22.5% pyro damage, if you're going to be closer to 200% energy recharge on your Zhang Ling with decent stat ratios, which is clearly possible based on this, you will have significantly higher damage with the new artifact set, which boosts your damage by 25% for every 100% you have. So that's a total of 50% extra damage on Zhang Ling. So that means the next artifact set is going to be really, really powerful in comparison to the Crimson Witch set, especially for a character like Zhang Ling. It will also do really similarly to it for a character like Beidou to help her out there. It might be a little bit less so for a character like Shinku, but it will still help him out significantly, even though for Shinku, you're basically be going with the Noblesse set and a Hydro set, which is only a 35% damage bonus, but again, will help him out if you have high enough energy recharge. Currently on my Shinku, that would actually boost my ultimate, but it would actually nerf the elemental skill damage that I have. Seeing how I don't really care as much about my Global Bear damage, even though the damage from Global Bear is actually pretty darn high. So you have a 223% hit that hits 4 separate times. It's a pretty high damaging skill if it hits all 4 times. But if I wanted to nerf that and boost my ultimate damage, that's definitely a huge part of my damage and probably the primary part of my damage. And the same can be said for Shinku, as well as saying for Beidou. Where's Beidou? Beidou's ultimate, you hit for 200% every time on your ultimate. And because you're hitting for 200% over here versus the 543% you hit one time every 7.5 seconds, it's a massive damage bump, especially since if you have Constellation to Beidou, the arcs are going to actually jump from up to 2 different characters, meaning you have an area of effect attack. And most Beidous should be building somewhere about 160 to 200% energy recharge. If you get to those stat ratios, you should be able to get even higher damage. So for these 3 characters in particular, I find them to be the best 3 characters to build, but Zhang Ling would be number 1, and then of course most people have already built Shinku at this point, so it didn't really feel it was necessary. And then Beidou didn't really feel like the right character at this point to say that she was the best character to build. But my opinion though on this one is that if you haven't built Zhang Ling all the way up, try to build her up to level 80 to Ascended. It's definitely worth the resources. I found that it's very good, and I'll show you right now how good it is in Spiral Abyss. We'll clear the other 2 floors of Spiral Abyss and get it up to the 9 stars on floor 12. Okay, Barbara. Round 2. On floor 2, you can see all my ultimates are up because I optimized my stat ratios for energy recharge. So we're gonna go ahead and go over here. And what we're gonna do is go ahead and drop my ultimate here, switch over to Barbara, and start getting some big hits in here. This insane 7k charge attacks, just insane. Wow, look at that. We actually got a melt ratio rotation now. Get him, Barbara. Get him. Just get him, Barbara. Oh, damn. Where'd she go? Oh, here we go. Charge attack. Boom! Oh, damn. Uh-oh. Got it. All right. Okay. And you done? 36 done there. Okay, and now we're gonna blow through this one here with the Zhang Ling and go in on the Sucrose. Elemental skill, do the big doge, drop over here, come in the Bennett, got the elemental skill, elemental burst, switch over to Barbara, do the auto attacks, dodge the big attack, come over here, Do the damage, come out. Let's get off of Sucrose. Okay. Now we're back on the Bennett boy. The Benny boy is gonna drop his ability. Going over here, then drop the Sucrose, just like that one right there. Boom. Okay. Then we're gonna go over to the Zhang Ling. She's gonna drop her ultimate. Then you go into Barbara. Then go into Barbara. Just gonna go mad lad on this dude, melee range like this. And we're gonna go ahead and use the Zhang Ling here, and we're done. And that's how you get through the first floor with a Barbara main DPS, because you know Zhang Ling's OP as hell. Okay, for shield shred on this guy, all I have to do, if you use any character, this works with Kaya too. Rosa and Kaya, or Rosa and Changyang, all you have to do, this is a quick trip here, is just keep doing your Changyang auto attacks at this point, right? But you can see like the rotation of using multiple ultis at the same time is going to continuously make this easier and easier and easier. And every time you use an elemental skill, just back away from him so he runs back into the wall like this, so he's not like running all over the field. And then every time you can use a Rosario ult, it makes it a lot easier. So Rosario is like one of the best characters for the second half, so make sure you level her if you ever. I found that Rosario was probably the most important character for shield shred in all of 1.6. She was probably the easiest besides Zhang Ling. The two characters together are always amazing, and I really like the two characters. But overall, Zhang Ling, as far as stat ratios go, you really just want to focus on the stat ratios, the most important. The Crimson Witch set is actually not that important. If you want to go with a 2-piece Noblesse set, that's fine. If you want to go with a 2-piece Wanderer set, it's fine. 2-piece Gladiator set is fine. As long as you have 2-piece Witch, it should be good to go. I even on my Asia server account do this entirely thing with a Rainbow Zhang Ling. But the most important thing for the entire set is going to be an energy recharge stance to make sure so that your damage is a little bit lower and you get the overall energy gains you need for your Zhang Ling to hit those ratios. Those are the real things you need. As far as that, just any artifact set works. You don't actually need a Crimson Witch set. Every set in the game will actually work on Zhang Ling. She's one of those characters that can use multiple different sets. The best in slot set is probably going to be 4-piece Witch, but when the new artifacts that comes out, you're probably going to want to go for that artifact set. The 20% energy recharge set is going to actually help you with a lot with your stat ratios. So the best overall set for Zhang Ling coming forward is going to be that new ER set. And that's why the new energy recharge set is going to be so powerful for Zhang Ling. Guys, that's going to do it for this video. My name is Sekapoko. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope it was helpful for you so you guys understand why I think that new characters are going to be super good in next patch, and this is going to be good for going forward. Have a great rest of the day, guys. Peace.